All right, we're going to kick off today's show with a little breaking news that happened overnight, as some of us found out late last night and the rest found out this morning. Urban Meyer is out in Jacksonville after a bumpy few months as head coach. Things started out rough for Urban after an 0-5 start. There was also the questionable strength and conditioning coach he hired back in February, followed by that incident in Ohio at a bar with a woman who is not Shelley Meyer, and everything seemed to go downhill from there. Where is my voice going? Rumors swirled that he had lost total control and respect in the locker room. There were more reports just this week about him yelling at players and calling his own coaches names. And finally, that report that came out yesterday in the Tampa Bay Times that he intentionally kicked and cussed at former kicker Josh Lambo in the leg during a warm-up. This is just really bad and disappointing, honestly. Urban would have been one of the most highly regarded and successful college football coaches in history. And unfortunately, this is what people, I think, are going to remember and talk about instead. I feel bad for Trevor Lawrence, who didn't ask for any of this in what should have been a really special year for the #1 overall pick rookie quarterback. I also feel bad for Shelley and his kids, but we'll save that for another day. In the meantime, offensive coordinator Darrell Bevell will take over as interim head coach to finish out the year. The Jags have the Texans up this weekend, a game in which, ironically, they should win, both teams coming in at 2-11. Archie, obviously I want to talk about how this will change things from a betting standpoint, but really quick, your thoughts on this entire debacle and that has now come to an end, and how do you see this affecting Urban's legacy and future?
Shocking is what this was. Total non-stop shock factor in this. Listen, Urban Meyer wasn't cut to be an NFL coach. I don't know why Shad Khan gave him the contract that he did. I guess you get a little enamored with the fact that he won a bunch of games in college, and maybe, just maybe, this is one of the few guys that can translate to the NFL. But college guys, by general rule, don't translate to the NFL. No. And we've seen it over and over and over and over and over and over again. And this is another case. Even in the Josh Lambo article, when Josh Lambo said, "Don't you ever effing do that to me again," Urban Meyer apparently said to him, "Hey, you keep that to yourself. I'm the head ball coach. You can make me talk to me later." Like, who calls themselves the head ball coach in the NFL? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, you're talking about professional 30, 35-year-old men out there. This is completely different than college. And you knew it wasn't going to work. You had to have that feeling. And yeah, you're right. Trevor Lawrence, I do feel a little bad for because he's supposed to be trying to get good at football, and he is clearly not going to be able to do that with Urban Meyer. As far as the betting line is concerned, once this news popped, the line went from 3 to 3.5 in favor of the Jaguars. And yeah, you would think maybe more, but these two teams suck. I mean, you can't expect a whole lot of movement from the head coach of a team that's already bad to get that much different. And it didn't, but it did move just a little bit. And I'll tell you, if you're going to bet the Jaguars on the spread, this is the weekend to do it. You got a terrible Texans team coming in and a newly rejuvenated Jaguars team. They may win by 2 touchdowns.
Oh, wow. I know. I think this actually turns things around for the Jags in a good way. If it really was as toxic as the report suggests, maybe the players want to show up now on the field.
Yeah, they may go from 2 to 3 wins.
Let's go. All I know is Tim Tebow needs to pull this car around and give that man a stern talking to.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what, you give me a biopic on the 2008 Florida Gators. They had guys like Joe Hayden, Aaron Hernandez, Tim Tebow, and obviously Urban Meyer. Like, there were a bunch of criminals on that team, and then Tim Tebow. That's the movie I'm wanting to watch.
You and me both. And not to stay on this too much longer, but what does Urban do after this? Does he go back to coaching college football? Does he go back to Fox? What do you see him doing post-NFL debacle?
Boy, Fox would be dumb to hire him right now. But I do think he tries to get back into coaching, but I think he only wants big jobs. So maybe he's flat out just done. If he doesn't want to deal with the recruiting, that's a whole lot harder than it is in the NFL, than it is just to sort of coach throughout the year. Then he may just be done as a coach. And I wouldn't be that surprised. We've seen him retire like four times already.
That's true. I mean, he was a great analyst, but I don't know if you come back from this. So TBD on Urban Meyer's future.